everybody. Happy Friday from Wakefield and Greater Than Financial. I'm glad you're joining us again for Family Resource Friday. Greater Than Financial is a financial planning and investment management firm, and I thought there'd be a great connection between financial planning, which is really meant to give us our richest life, right? Not just money in the bank, money in our accounts, investments, but man, make life rich. Use all our resources wisely, use them well to make life rich. And in the meantime, there's these smaller things, smaller tools, if you would, or resources that we can put into our lives to maybe make these small improvements, incremental, that in like changing your career or deciding to open a Roth IRA or any of those crazy things, or changing your tax status, but it is something that helps us get to a richer life. Use small tools to make better use of our money, time, energy, and skills. And so this week's Family Resource Friday is definitely meant to do that. I had debated on whether to use this one as a resource, only because I thought many people are likely already using it. But I had decided in Family Resource Friday I wouldn't hesitate or assume people are using something and then not share it, because number one, there are some who likely aren't using it. And then number two, even for the folks who are using it, there's always improvement to be made in how we're using certain tools. And so maybe you'll find that the motivation to get better at how you use this week's family resource, which is Google Calendars, and specifically Google Shared Calendars, where you can share your calendar and be on the same page with how you're prioritizing your time and budgeting your time with your family, particularly your spouse, and then if you have older children as well, making it all set up to work together. So I'll jump right in and take you there. So this is actually my work calendar, which is my hub. That is primarily where the calendar I look to when I want to see everything going on, not just in work, but also in personal. And how I pull that off is, how I pull that off is by sharing my personal calendar, as you see over here on the left side, with my work account. And so right now in May, this first week of May, what we see is I have a lot scheduled family-wise, and everything pops up there, from the kids to soccer games for our exchange student from Germany, and there's plenty going on there. Try to break out family in the middle of the day. Gives us a couple anniversaries to keep in mind. When I overlay any hard scheduled appointments, I don't currently have those on my work calendar, which is great. That means I'll have a lot of time to say, how am I going to use some of this spare time? When I take my shadow calendar and what I want to get done in the office, all of a sudden it's like, whoa, but those aren't hard appointments for me. Those are just things that I can plan if I want to and use blocks then to create into my real calendar, which is over here. But that's just for me personally. But I said we want to do this as a family. And so what I can also do is my wife has shared her calendar with me. So right now it looks like a lot of the same things, except the one exception. She is taking the kids to their tumbling class on that Tuesday, of which there's also a soccer game. And so something we'll have to give there, and we'll be able to know it. But just because I'm able to toggle her calendar on and off, I can make plans and we can work together and see what's going on. Sarah will often want to involve me in something with the kids during the day while I'm in my office here in Savannah, but to make sure that she's not interrupting something important, she can check my calendar anytime on her phone. This works I'm on Google Chrome browser looking at this right now, but this works across platforms, and so it can be really powerful. So I'm not going to go into a lot of details on how this works well. Basically, just need to know, like, here, I want to create a new calendar. I want to share a calendar, which I believe is found in the settings. I can request to be shared with. I can share mine with other people. A lot of those details, you're welcome to message me. We can try to work out. But it's less about the details. We'll figure those out. There's plenty of resources to do that, and more about just the idea of, are you coordinating and budgeting well one of your most scarce resources, your single most scarce resource, which is your time, and your time with your family. And so I encourage you to do that. Do it really well, and that way it'll improve your relationship with your family. You'll make sure, it'll force you into making sure you are prioritizing what really is important to you. And I know there's a lot of apps who do the same thing or can get a family together. What I found, and the reason Google Calendar is the best fit for our family, I've tried some of those apps and it didn't always work so great. because it just wasn't a part. It wasn't simple. It wasn't part of the system we already use, which we already do use Google for so much. So it helped us. I have limited privacy and security concerns. Though there are concerns there, but I always keep a good eye on them. And so far, the risk has not outweighed the benefit of using something like this as a resource for our family. But always keep those risks in mind. Risks everywhere. You can't avoid them. You just have to weigh and measure them and make your choices accordingly. Make good use of your time. Your time's too precious. It's too valuable. Anybody who's winning at finance is someone who knows what their time is worth and how to manage and prioritize and budget their time well. This could be a resource to do that. If you have other resources, we'd love to hear about them. Please post in the comments. Keep sending me those private messages that you have about, hey, have you thought about this, or do you use this? And love to get feedback, and then maybe share some of those on future Family Resource Fridays, all for the sake of living a rich life, not just rich in our accounts, richness in all our resources, so that we can fulfill who we're created to be. And we do that, the best is yet to come. Thanks for joining us on Family Resource Friday. Have a great weekend.